Our coverage of the pandemic, the coronavirus variants have alarmed scientists because of their ability to evade antibodies. But a new study from San Diego researchers is offering encouraging news. Our ABC 10 News anchor Derek Stahl is going in depth to explain what it means for people who've gotten the vaccine or have already been sick with COVID.
We've heard a lot about antibodies in the fight against COVID-19. They're really important, and variants like the one first found in South Africa can evade many of the antibodies produced by the leading vaccines. But new research from the La Jolla Institute for Immunology shows that variant doesn't escape T cells. Neither does B.1.1.7, the UK variant, or P1, the Brazil variant, or Cal-20C, the California variant.
We looked at their T cells and asked to their T cells, do they recognize equally well the original sequence and these variants? And the answer is that they do.
Dr. Alessandro Setti and his colleagues took the genetic code from all 4 leading variants and rebuilt them in the lab in fragments. Then they tested the fragments against T cells from people who had gotten the Pfizer or Moderna vaccines. They also tested T cells in people who had recovered from the original version of COVID, and they found the same result.
They essentially recognize just as well.
Dr. Christian Ramers of Family Health Centers of San Diego was not involved with the study.
I think it's great news that the T cell responses that we're seeing from vaccines and from COVID survivors look like they can do a pretty darn good job against these variants. It reassures a lot of us that are very worried about when you look at purely an antibody response.
Okay, so what does this really mean? Antibodies, which look like the letter Y, can attach to a virus and disable it before the virus enters our cells, preventing someone from getting sick in the first place. T cells, on the other hand, only kick in once the virus has infiltrated and set up shop.
They recognize infected cells because infected cells shred little pieces of a virus and they present it on their surface. And so the T cells patrol the body, and if they see a cell that has this fragment of a virus on top, they go and kill it.
In other words, T cells won't stop you from getting infected with a variant. You might still get sick, but there's growing evidence from LJI and others suggesting T cells can keep you from getting severely sick.
If they were to encounter a variant, even if the antibody response would be providing less of a protection against infection, once infected, it's possible that the T cells may modulate the disease severity.
This T cell data may help explain why Johnson & Johnson's vaccine was nearly just as effective against severe disease in South Africa as it was in the U.S., even though the South Africa variant brought down its overall effectiveness. Experts say more studies are needed to figure out just how protective T cells are, but it's another good reason to get vaccinated fast. Derek Stahl, ABC 10 News.
This latest study from the La Jolla Institute is a preprint, meaning it hasn't been peer-reviewed as of yet. The scientists are hoping that early data could help fine-tune booster shots against the variants.